So I want to say probably like for the first time, my screen's a little dirty. My lens. But for the first time, I want to say maybe like in a month, I have to work where I start right now at pretty much like a 8-hour shift all the way up until an hour after the store closes. So it's okay. I think I've grown to the point where I know how to handle myself around customers, where I could just be chill, and whatever truths or underlying emotions and feelings evolve and emerge and come up, all I have to do is just sit back. Hey, morning. And and I feel a little low on energy right now, which is kind of good. I just kind of got to keep it here or raise it up a little bit to where I could do my job properly and not get too overly excited. I knew that I would have to adjust because I won't be used to having to be up on my feet like at 10 or 11 because I get off at 11 o'clock tonight. And so I say, no, I'm gonna sleep in a little bit. I'm gonna give myself the proper rest that I need. From my room that I sleep in at my folks' place, it looked like it was sunny, but the clouds are covering the sun right now. I don't know if you can see. And so I could have worn a sweater. I was gonna wear a long sleeve sweater right now, but I decided to wear this. I like this pattern on this shirt. It's the one I got from Goodwill, but I don't like the sleeves. It's kind of showing too much of my arms, you know. And so yeah, I don't know. I just gotta go get a cup of coffee right now. Get to work on time and just coast it, you know. Just coast it, and let's see. See, it feels a little warmer now. The sun is peeking through the clouds. So I see my daughter yesterday, and I kind of want to talk about our interaction and the time we got to spend together before I kind of tell you about the things that upset me. And what upset me, or let me talk about my daughter. So it was Sunday. She ended up coming over. She was happy to see me. Like, she ran upstairs. I didn't even hear her. I had just got out of the shower. I had just got back from running up Nike Hill, and yeah, I was brushing my teeth, and then she said, "Dada!" And she ran up to me and hugged me, and she was in a good, healthy state of mind. And everything seemed good. I hugged her, said how she's been. She showed me some of the scratches, because her and her mom, they have a cat. They have a pet cat, and you know, cats have sharp nails, so she showed me some scratches that she got. And I think about it now, I forgot to show her that I had some concern, and you know, just to show her how to have compassion towards people and empathy. I forgot to put some cream on it for like the little scab that she had received from the scratch. And I don't really know which. I just do my normal route as if I work early in the morning. I walk to the donut shop and then walk to the bus stop. So at 1:30, I go in at 3:30, so I have 2 hours. And so, yeah, my sister brought her, she picked her up. My sister bought like this little like jewelry dresser. Had some paints, some little like plastic jewels and some string, can make some bracelets. And so my daughter painted a little bit, and then we kind of like played a little bit of soccer and a little bit of basketball. Like just right there in the little patio, there's not much space. It's just like a straight line where I stand back, and she was the goalie. She was blocking the goal a little bit. And then her and I, we walked to the actual park, the little playground park. I pushed her in the stroller. I always walk there in the morning. I'm like walking there now pretty much to get to the bus stop. And yeah, my daughter, she was kind of shy. There was a lot of kids. I don't know, she's just more comfortable with her classmates, and she just gets shy when there's a bunch of random kids at a playground, which is understandable, you know. I didn't try to pressure her to go play. It's just that I had a football. I guess my brother, or I don't know, my folks found a football. I just kind of carried it with me, and I was tossing the football in the air, and a little kid, looked like a little girl, got long hair, but it was a little boy. He was sitting right there with his mom, and he had mentioned the football he wanted to play. And I think the kid, he couldn't really speak well. He was kind of like, for his age, he kind of was like a little underdeveloped. I think that's just his family. Maybe his mom babies him. I think she was like a single mom. What happened was a little boy was selling candy. And, you know, like, I care for the future of children, like, you know, having a fucked up, you know, adolescence. I just told the little boy, like, man, you sold all your little candies already? You know, like the little chocolate bars that they've been having students sell since fucking forever? The same chocolate bar brand, you know? And I was surprised the kid was selling them for $1, especially in this day and age, you know? And so I wanted to reiterate to the boy, like, man, it's dope, man. Man, good job, dude. You're selling these chocolate bars and blah, blah, blah. And he's just a little kid, you know. What's up, man? Steal your fucking bike. So I was just like, nah. The reason why I'm talking like that, I was like some fucking weirdo on a bike, some fucking transient dude. Started going slow as soon as he was like passing by me. I wouldn't steal nobody's bike, but I'm just saying, if he fucks with me, I'll fuck him up, you know? That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to cause no problems. I'm saying that for my daughter when he watches this. But, yeah, and then, anyway, so then, like, the kid's mom, I guess she was trying to see what I was telling her son. Like, I don't know, she could think whatever she wanted. She just, like, making sure her son was cool, you know? Like, I wasn't a fucking weirdo. My daughter was right there anyway with me, because I really just wanted to tell the kid that so my daughter could hear what I was telling the boy. Like, you know, yeah, good. You know, you got to get used to that, getting rejected. People saying, nah, it's okay. You know, that's why people don't want to sell candy, because... And again, the ice cream man passed by. Even I told my daughter, I gave her the money. Hey, tell the guy I want 2 chocolate cones. And she was kind of like nervous. She's only 4, gonna be 5 in September. But I told her, what if I wasn't here? What would you tell him? She was like, Zaza. Like talking baby talk. I'm like, yeah, okay. And her and I just were laughing. But then after the interaction with that little boy, I didn't realize he had a little brother. And like all of a sudden I heard the mom saying something, oh, you want to play football? And I look, and like her little son was like walking towards me, like he wanted me to pass him the ball. But like I said, he looked like a little girl. I think my daughter mistook him for a girl, because all of a sudden she seen me playing with a little kid, and she wanted to get up and like she wanted me to pass her the ball. But like she didn't want the little kid to play with the ball. And then so I kind of told her, Eloin, you got to look at him when you throw him the ball. Oh, you fucking bitch. Forgot about this fucking house. And she got upset because she's like, the sun's in my eye. But her feelings were hurt. Like, she just got a little possessive, you know, because she loves me. She hardly gets to see me. So she got a little jealous. And I recognized it, and I just kind of cheered her up. We kind of went back to where the stroller was at, our little space that we got at the park. And I cheered her up. She was a little sad, but I cheered her. I let her know, you're my favorite girl, hello. You were over there playing on the playground, and then the little boy wanted to play. I wasn't going to be mean and be like, nah. You know, so I had to get her to understand that. So, yeah. Just because she doesn't see me, and so she's possessive over me, which is a good thing, you know. I always want her to love me, you know. I always want her to love me. And yeah, so we just went to the playground a little bit and walked back, and then it was kind of like my mom had mistreated me a couple days prior. She had said like some horrible things to me, and I don't know. That's an issue she has to deal with. It makes me mad thinking about it now. And so, you know, you can't mistreat people and expect them to like be cool all of a sudden when you want to pretend to be cool in front of people who don't know who you are every day, you know. For example, if like guests come over your house, but you know, you have like a mean lover or like a mean someone that's trying to act, and then you just say they're wearing a mask just to, but if they mistreated you the moment before, like how you supposed to act and try to pretend. So that's kind of how it was, you know, with my daughter there. I couldn't help but think that the last like hour, I kind of just separated myself from them and let them like, whatever, pretend to have their moment with my daughter. I don't know, it just seems just so, but I always get very condescending. It's like people thrive off your unhappiness. It's kind of weird. It really is ugly and weird. And so anyway, so when my daughter, it was time for her to go, she came to where I was at. I said, Dad, I'm leaving. I just wanted to remind her that she's beautiful, and just to watch the words she uses, and that she doesn't have to be the best. She just has to do her best, and that, you know, to do what makes her happy. And that, you know, like even yesterday at the playground, I told her, just start playing, play by yourself, and whoever wants to come with you will come. I noticed like a little girl started like climbing right after where she would climb, and you know, kids will grow from like just trying things, you know. I just noticed like a little girl was like kind of following my daughter a little bit, in the sense like, you know, just, I don't know. It could just be the fact that these are all single mothers, you know. They don't know how to be like, come on, you could do it. You know, they don't know how to encourage in the physical sense, I guess. Like climbing and running and jumping and hanging, you know. And I told my daughter, you're my favorite girl, Ella. You know, you're my favorite girl, and you don't got to worry, you know. And one thing that does concern me is that, like, I notice my daughter, like, she'll be talking to you, but if she's like in front of a mirror, she'll be looking at herself in the mirror. And I don't know if that has to do with loneliness, like if she's always alone, she's just constantly looking at herself in the mirror. I mean, I had struggles with the mirror. I'm a man, you know, just because I was made fun of as a kid, you know, especially as a boy. I remember I would cry and look at myself in the mirror, and I'd be pulling on my hair and like, you know, be super angry, and I would cry and I would curse God, like, I hate you, God, like, why'd you make me? Especially days where the bad ones where I would be humiliated pretty badly at school. And even times where, like, you know, if I worked out, like, oh, I look pretty good, you know. I don't know, I think the mirrors are kind of phony, you know. We live in a world where physical looks, I mean, have a lot of value, you know. You know, a highly sexual society, or sex sells, you know. These fucking people, it just seems like, what is my daughter learning already subconsciously, only at 4 years old? It's kind of sad. But I just got to keep reiterating it to her. It's not about how you look, it's about how you feel inside. And so that was one thing that was concerning to me. Even today, I was like, oh, I want to get an exercise before I go to work. But I was not really feeling up for it, you know. There's sometimes where I can't even decipher, am I mentally tired? Am I physically tired? Maybe I'm both. It's okay for me to take a break, you know? But then I feel like, oh, I could tell, look at me. I'm not as fit as I was yesterday, or I don't look as fucking thin as yesterday, or I'm gonna get weak if I don't work out today. But that's just a psychological thing. And so I tried once, I got to like 17 burpees. And I'm doing 6 pump, where I do like 6 push-ups, jump back up and do 6 squats. And maybe I could have just limited it to like 2 or 3 today and just been cool with that. But even just a whole day off is okay, right? So I tried to 17 and then like I stopped and I like, speaking about the mirror, I looked in the mirror, I'm like, oh dude, obviously I was in the midst of working out, so I was looking kind of like, my body was a little more puffed up because of the blood, you know? That's what, when you work out, you like, your muscles are a little bigger. And I'm like, oh fuck, let me go back to it. I can't quit. And then I try to do 10 more and like, oh fuck this, you know? And every time I do burpees, I record it. And I think, what am I recording it for? You know? I don't know, I wasn't really mentally there today. And maybe physically as well, you know? And a day off should be fine. I gotta work today till the night, get home safe, have a good day at work, try to keep things to a minimal, positive level, and then I could see how I feel tomorrow, you know? No one says I have to give up. I could just start again tomorrow, you know? Maybe I gave up today in the moment. It doesn't mean I'm gonna give up forever, so. I'm at the donut shop now. So anyway, that was my interaction with my daughter and a little bit how I woke up today feeling. But I'm gonna talk about kind of what pissed me off yesterday and kind of what my logic is at with that. Anyway, it's pretty loud right here. I'm on the main street. I was gonna walk, so I only have to take one bus, but it's okay. I'll just get on the bus and then I'll transfer. I don't want to speak about what made me mad, so, you know, when my daughter came and she ran up to me when I was in the restroom brushing my teeth, I noticed on her she had a watch on her, and I love that she wears a watch. It's sophisticated, she can learn how to tell time. I think watches are cool. It looked like a little kid Apple Watch, and it's funny because she mentioned Apple Watch. She's like, my mom has an Apple Watch, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And Apple Watches are cool, and like, I don't know, it's just like, I mean, I don't want her to be afraid of technology. I'd rather her use technology, you know. I'd rather her fucking use it to her advantage, you know. You know, when she's going to be 30 and 40 and 50, the world's going to be different. And so I thought it was cool. And then I just thought it was a regular, normal watch. And then she tells me, I find out while she tells me about, like, messages and, like, emojis, like her mom could send her emojis, and dude, she tells me some homeless people trying to fucking get something, and she tells me he's a drug addict, he ain't just a homeless person, and he tells me my daughter tells me that she could get messages from her mom, and that it's like a phone that for a kid, like if something happens to him, they could fucking call the cops or. Yeah, but who the fuck knows? Like, if that shit could even work, you know? I call it like a safety watch. I call it a safety watch, you know? And so my daughter shows me, like, she goes to the contacts, and, like, I see fucking her. She calls it her stepdad, but you can't say it's your stepdad. The fool's only been in your life for a little bit. But I don't tell her all these things. In my head, I'm like, yeah, we'll see. Only time could tell. She's just a little kid. She's gullible, you know. And well, I'll kill him. I'll kill him if he does anything to my daughter, and I think he knows that. So anyway, like I see his name, and like of course I got jealous, you know, inside myself. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like I want to be on your phone, like. But then I also think it's cool because like maybe I could send her emojis when I think about her, like, you know, and So I see him on there, I see her mom, and I see that her grandma is on there. And I thought it was cool. Like, I thought it's really cool that she has like an emergency watch just in case something happens. But of course I think, well, when she goes to school, I had to tell her, like, you know, like, you don't think you're better than the kids because you have a fucking watch, and most kids don't have a watch, you know? And so I try to get her to understand that, but she's still only 4.5. She's not even thinking like in an arrogant way, you know? And so, you know, as the day goes on, I'm like, that's cool, she has a watch, you know? But in my head, I'm like, I want to be on that watch. I'm telling her, tell your mom if I could be on that watch. And then she tells me, oh, only 3 people could be on here. To me, that's stupid. Only 3 people? I think that's a lie, honestly. And it's funny, like, it's like as if her mom told her, like, had told her that just to like she's a fucking adult. She probably, like, you would have to be stupid to think that, oh, maybe your dad's probably gonna want to be on it. You know, of course, when I think about it, I could send her a fucking emoji, especially how excited she was explaining to me, oh, look, I could get emojis. And even while I was there, like, I guess her mom was sending her emojis, like, and like, I'm thinking, like, yeah, of course I want to be on that phone. Like, either her mom would have to be stupid to not think that her father would not ask to be on it, you know? So the day goes on, and like I'm just thinking, I wasn't really mad. I just said, you know, I want to be on the phone. But when she told me that only 3 people could be on it, of course I'm like, that's bullshit. I could figure it out. I could go on Google and think about it. So let me go further, and then I'll tell you my logic behind it all. And so there's like this lady right here standing. There's like a whole fucking bench right here. She wants to stand up. That's her fault. So I'm pushing my daughter to the park, and all of a sudden, I guess she gets like this alert, another emoji message, right? And she's like, oh, it's I don't even want to say the guy's name because I really want to punch him in the fucking mouth, but he sends her a message, and he's sending her emojis, and I even seen, like, I was like, oh, let me see the emoji, and it's like a red heart, but he has sent her a black heart before. Like, a black heart, what kind of shit is that? That's fucking weird. And I seen like the messaging, I guess he had said he loved her in the message. Like, that's fucking weird. Like you tell like your stepkid you love her, like, that's fucking weird. Like, that's just weird. But to me, the weirdest part, that's weird, but it's not like he's saying something bad to her, you know? I can see the logic in that. Like, he's being influenced by, he's trying to please her mom, you know? He's trying to act like a real dad, you know? He's trying to do the real dad thing, which a lot of stepdads try to do. And I mean, that's kind of cool, you know, because I mean, I think it's probably easier for a stepdad to be open like that with a stepdaughter than a stepson, you know? In my experience, I would say. But I would be cool to a stepson the same way, you know, like, but in a more manly way where you're giving them advice on life and how to treat women and how to go about it, how to date and stuff like that, how to carry yourself as a young boy turning into a man, you know? And so I just thought it was weird, you know, because let me go to the logic of it. It's like, you either have to be that innocent and that kind of a person where you're so kind of naive and you don't even think about me, which that's probably the best case scenario, that he's that nice of a person where he doesn't think it would bother me that he messages my daughter while she's with her father. But that's fucking weird. Like, either the best case scenario, he's that fucking innocent and that kind of innocent of a person and that nice of a guy and that big of a heart where he's like, oh, I'm gonna just message her because I'm thinking about her. Because why the fuck would you text her while she's with her father? That's fucking stupid. So the other scenarios would be, he has no respect for me. He thinks I'm a piece of shit and I don't give a fuck about my kid. And that's the second scenario. And amidst of that same scenario, he's just like, again, trying to be like this fucking superhero father where he thinks she doesn't have a father, but she does. And I emailed her mom in the most respectful way I could do it. And I told her, hey, I told her all this that I'm telling you. I told her, hey, if he thinks anything about me, he knows where my mom lives, because there was a time where she brought him over, and I wasn't gonna go out there, but then I seen him get out of the car, and I thought he was in that crazy with my dad or my stepdad, so that's when I jumped out of the car. When I finally just jumped out of I came out of the house, and I was ready to fuck him up, or I was ready to fight him. I thought he was gonna act all crazy with my family, so that's when I finally met him. So I told her yesterday in an email, if he wants to, if I can't remember what I said, but I pretty much told him, hey, if he wants to come over here, we could do something fair, and that I don't even have no friends, so you don't have to worry about nobody jumping in. You know that gangster shit, how they just try to jump people. I told him he could come. He knows where my mom lives. You don't have to worry about it, and he could really see how much I care about my daughter. Because like I said, there's a few scenarios there. Either he's that stupid and that naive and really doesn't even think about me before he does it, and really doing it out of the kindness of his heart to message my daughter while she's with her father. That's fucking weird, but I'd rather it be that than anything else, than him thinking that I'm a piece of shit and I don't give a fuck about her, or really, I'm about to hop on the bus, so let me finish this in a bit.